Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I'm your host, Francy Hall. Before we get started, I want to remind you that tomorrow is Halloween, so watch for those kids who are going trick-or-treating. Also on Sunday, you'll want to wake up bright and early at 2 a.m. and set your clocks back. Fall back. It is time to set those clocks back. For today's show, we've got our Owatonna update from Kris Busse, and also joining her will be Skov from Public Works. And after that, we're going to be talking with some of the women from the Hospital Auxiliary about their upcoming bazaar. So we'll look forward to that. It is Friday, and we would like to thank our sponsors. We so appreciate them. We couldn't do this show without them, and they make our community a better place. Our premier sponsors are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and United Way of Steele County. Thank you. Our primary sponsors are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Brookdale Senior Living Solutions, Little Theater of Owatonna, and the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you. Our interlude sponsors are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete, Owatonna Business Incubator, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, and TPS Insurance. We hope that you will support these wonderful businesses that make us possible and that support our community in so many ways. Thank them, please, when you see them, and thank them with your business. We're always looking for more supporters of the show, so if you are a business and would like more information on becoming a sponsor and the benefits of doing so, please contact Leanne at 390-5751. Stay with us. We'll be right back with an update from the City of Owatonna.
I'm Dan Branstad of Carlson Branstad and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. Check our website for current exhibits and monthly programs.
Welcome back. We are joined now by Kris Busse and Skov, and we're going to be talking about what's going on with the city.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Thanks for being here. I am very well.
Good.
So what is going on? We've got Kyle here, so I presume we're going to be talking about some public works stuff too.
Absolutely. Just wanted to kind of give everyone an update where we're at with the budget process. As you know, we start, probably in June putting things together, and then in the fall we have our departmental presentations, and we just wound up our last one on Tuesday. So now we're going to have an overview of the proposed budget, kind of just putting it all together for the council on November 2nd. And then from there we have a public hearing on the budget in December 1st. And then our second meeting in December is where we adopt it, so
Okay.
December 15th.
So we're on a calendar year, fiscal year,
Yes, we
right?
are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you start halfway through the year trying to figure out
yes.
how are we going to find the money and how wisely are we going to spend the money and
Absolutely.
all of that.
So it takes a long time to plan well and to make sure that we're including everything we need, and it's just a complicated process. So.
What are some of the considerations that you have right now when you're deciding the budget?
Well, we've set our preliminary levy at a 5% increase, for a couple of reasons. We've had several years of no increase or very minimal. We are starting to see some increase in our tax base, which is very welcome, and certainly we want to have that continue. So we felt now was the time to raise it a little bit to take care of some of those things that we had put off, some maintenance and some necessary investments in infrastructure and equipment. So
Yeah, the city has to run. We have to.
That's right. That's right.
We've got to take care of stuff, or it crumbles.
Right, exactly.
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
All right. What else is going on that you want to share with us?
Well, I thought it would be time, since it's fall, the leaves are falling, winter's around the corner, that we should bring Kyle and talk about, public works items like our leaf sweeping and, God forbid, snow plowing coming up and all of that stuff.
Well, it's going to come.
It's going to come.
Thank God we have snow plows. That's what I'm thinking. Except when they plow me in my driveway.
That's
then
right. Then you're sad.
Yeah. So yes, leaves. All kinds of things go on with the leaves, storm sewer stuff, and what else do we have to talk about with that?
Well, as part of our storm sewer program, we try to get around the entire community several times and pick up leaves. And in order to do that more efficiently this year, we purchased a new leaf vacuum. I know several people in the community have noticed that around, so we're trying to be more efficient. It just runs along the curb line and picks up leaves. But it's we're running that, at night from 11 p.m. to about 7 a.m. and then, depending on the weather, during the day from 7 a.m. to about 3 p.m.
Okay, now, just to be clear, it's running along, picking up the leaves, but we are not supposed to be putting those leaves in the gutter.
That's correct. We don't
Right.
allow residents to blow the leaves into the street.
So don't do that. And why don't we do that?
It just increases the volume of leaves that we have to pick up then.
Or that go into the storm drains?
Or that make their way into the storm drains and then into the, they all ultimately end up in the Straight River. So
Sure.
we're trying to keep the river clean by keeping the leaves out. And we're trying a new device on that leaf vacuum this year, where we're actually tracking with GPS where we've been, so I can go online and see where how efficient we are, and we're trying to improve our routing and our efficiency, and we can actually real time tell where that piece of equipment's at and where it's been.
So how are we doing that now? Do you just have a set plan of this is the street we do when, or? Okay.
Yep, previously. So we're working on, making sure we get to everybody's neighborhood and following up, make sure there's not areas that we're missing.
So will that data be collected as well? The areas that have way more, say, leaves that are being blown around, or?
Like I mentioned, it's a trial, and ultimately, we'll try to balance between the areas that have more leaves, and some of the newer areas with fewer trees don't have as many. So,
and that's a question. Is we're talking about leaves. It's fall, and I always remember the flooding that we had a few years back. That was so. That was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of flooding. And it was pretty devastating.
2010. Yep.
Yeah, 2010. And so leaves play a role in that, don't they? If they gunk up the works, can they play a role in?
Well, probably not so much during that event, but if the leaves get into the gutter and plug up the storm drains, it can cause localized flooding in the streets, and there are some areas with problems, where if the storm drains are plugged, there's not a good overflow and can cause us some problems. So.
Okay.
And I think it's always a good idea to make sure, if you have a storm drain in your neighborhood, to keep the garbage out of it. If there's cups and paper and things plugging up that storm drain, then it's not able to do the work it needs to do, and it's not it doesn't drain like it's supposed to because it's all blocked. So if you see anything in a storm drain, pick it up.
Okay.
Keep it clear.
We do have an adopt a storm drain program in town, so if you check out the stormwater website, there's information about that. If you have a storm drain near your home and would like to adopt it, we have a program for that.
Just like I adopt a street to clean, I can adopt a storm drain. So if it's right by my house, what happens if I adopt my storm drain that's on the corner?
Just basically keep it clean, and we all the participants, I believe, get a rake and some information on keeping them clean. So it's
a little plaque that says Francy sponsors this.
We will do a special plaque for you if you want one.
Oh, well, no, I don't want to cost any money for the city. I'll make my own plaque. So what else do we need to know coming up? It's, we just said snow is coming.
Snow is coming.
How are we doing with the snow?
Well, we're ready.
Equipment?
We've updated some of our snow equipment, and we've about 6 months ago, the city hired a GIS professional, and we've been working with them to optimize our snow plowing routes. So it's new. We're just trying to be more efficient. We're trying to target the higher order streets, the streets that are busier first, and then move into the residential areas. You know, the higher volume of traffic gets a little bit higher priority. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear, but it's really trying to have the most effect for the most people. So.
How often do those run in a good storm? I mean, are they running at night as well? Are those people who have to do the snow removal?
They watch the weather pretty closely. You know, if the first time they'll come out 3-4 o'clock in the morning and get starting with busier streets like Bridge Street, and then working their way out. And then typically, if it's heavier snow, they'll come out at midnight the next night and windrow everything into the middle and downtown, and then pick it up and haul it out, because some areas of town do have to have the snow removed.
Where do we put it? What do we do? We take some
we have
snow
snow dump sites.
Okay.
We have snow dump sites, one out in the industrial park and one down at the fairgrounds. So we haul it, and so keep in mind, you know, when you see those guys out working at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's likely they've been up for 6 hours already getting the streets ready. So
I will not scream at them when they
please
go
don't.
by anything.
They're doing, and
their job.
visibility in a snowplow is it's tough. I mean, especially you've got a blade in front and sometimes a wing and a sander on the back. They've got a lot going on. So stay back, give them a break.
Sure, and I say that jokingly. We appreciate the people who do that for us. Thank God we've got them. What else do we most need to know about coming up here with the city?
Well, you know, there is always the parking restrictions that we remind people of during heavy snow. We have, I believe it's after 2 inches. You know, we ask you to be, there's the even odd restriction under our code, and we'd ask that people, you know, abide by that. It's on our website, and we'll, you know, as time gets closer here, we'll put a little reminder out on our website, and I know the police department also has on their website information on that, just to remind people.
Is it even on even days and odd on odd days?
I believe so.
Yeah, starting at midnight.
Thank goodness. Okay, now I figured it out. I don't know why it just dawned on me.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay. Well, we thank you guys for being here. I think that's all the time we have, but we really appreciate the work that you do. Thank you for joining us. We want to remind you that coming up next, we're going to be speaking with the Hospital Auxiliary about the bazaar. So stay with us after a word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Mike Bath, General Manager of the Napa Distribution Center and 2015 Corporate Campaign Leader for United Way of Steele County. Every dollar donated during this year's United Way campaign is an investment in the future of our county. Our goal this year is to raise $670,000 to create a stronger, healthier community where everyone has the opportunity to meet their basic life needs and reach their full potential. It takes all of us pulling together to meet our common goals. And thank you for doing your part to support United Way of Steele County by giving from the heart to this year's campaign.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas produced by gas-fired appliances in your home. The state of Minnesota requires that you have a carbon monoxide alarm within 10 feet of sleeping areas in your home. We suggest you have a digital readout carbon monoxide alarm. That way we were able to check and see what the concentration amount was when the alarm went off. This has been a public safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm Glenn Mager. And I'm Michael Mager with the Brickmager Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home. At Brickmaker, we are privileged to have served the families of Steele County community for 118 years.
Whether you choose traditional burial or cremation, we promise the tribute your loved one deserves with the peace of mind that you require.
We are proud to be part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Foundation's mission is to support community progress, and the foundation has been doing just that since 1958 in the Owatonna community. By issuing over $11 million in grants, the Owatonna Foundation has helped organizations fulfill their goals in the areas of community, recreation, the arts, and education. Please consider a tax-deductible donation, a memorial, or possibly including the foundation in your estate planning so that together we can continue to make a positive, lasting impact in our community. Preserving the past, building the present, funding the future, that is what your Owatonna Foundation is all about.
Welcome back. We are back with some of the ladies from the Hospital Auxiliary, and we'll be talking about the bazaar. So let's meet all of these women here. So we have Diane and Joanne and Shirley. And Diane, can you tell us a little bit about what is your role with the auxiliary and how did you get involved with it?
I am a volunteer. That's how I started. We moved here and I needed to get out and meet some people. And I come from a hospital clinic work background. Okay. And I thought, well, the best way to meet people is to volunteer. So that's what I did, and I started at the Pink Pantry. And I've always been a fundraiser, whether it had been for a PTO when my kids were in school or something for church. And working in a hospital background, I know that there are a lot of things that the hospital does not provide. The volunteers are hard workers, and we know how to raise some money to cover some of the things that aren't covered in a hospital budget, and to help the patients have a better relationship with the hospital and get support where it's needed.
Yeah, it sounds like you had the inside track knowing that there were needs, and wanted to thank you very much. And how about you, Joanne?
Well, I'm also a auxiliary volunteer, and I've had my career at the Owatonna Hospital as an RN, and so through the years I watched the volunteers working hard in the Pink Pantry and doing other things, and I thought, when I have time, that's something I'd like to do, and I'd like to help in any way I can. And so this year I am the chairperson of the bake sale at the bazaar, and it's going to be fun.
All right. And so 30 years at the hospital.
Yes.
And decided I just didn't get enough of the hospital, and I still want to give back to it.
I love it there. I don't want to be sick. I want to be well and help.
Wonderful. How about you, Shirley?
I'm a volunteer out at the hospital, and I had a friend encourage me to come and start volunteering with her early in the morning at the hospital gift shop once a week, so then we could get on back to work with our careers. And so that started probably about 5 years ago, and it just kind of grows. It's a great group of folks out there that do the volunteering, from the gift shop to the information desk, the people that bring around beverages, and the people that sew things. We raise funds for many activities for the hospital and have a good time and make friends doing it.
So this bazaar is supporting the auxiliary and what they do. If I were in the hospital as a patient, in what ways would the auxiliary touch me? In what ways would I know about the auxiliary?
Well, you would, if somebody stops down to the gift shop, a lot of times we'll have, family or friends if they're stopping to visit someone. If somebody's in for tests, they'll stop down for a snack or a beverage or to purchase some of the different things that we are all wearing today.
Things from the gift shop.
From the gift shop, clothing and articles.
I should have worn one of mine, because I actually have shopped at that gift shop. They have cute stuff.
And at the information desk, when you first, walk into the hospital, our volunteers help people find a way to the rooms where they need to go for a test. or different areas of the hospital. And we have volunteers that do sewing projects. So if you've ever had some of our dish towels, that group does that. We have a group that does a festival of tables, raising money, where we have a luncheon, which is great fun with a lot of nice looking table settings and all varied, with a lot of humor and some very elegant. It goes across the board with that.
Yeah, we did. We had them on the show this year too, and that was neat to hear about that event. Yeah. So what is the bazaar exactly? When is it? What date?
Okay, the bazaar is going to be on Friday, November 6th from 9:30 until 4:30, and then again on Saturday, November 7th from 9:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's also going to be a fashion show both days at 10:30. So, and that will of course feature fashions from the Pink Pantry.
And auxiliary members will be?
We are
the
doing
models?
all the work, and we will be all the models. Yes, and when folks come in to the bazaar, they will be greeted, given a map, and they can go on their way, and they will see the Pink Pantry will be the first point of interest, and then you go on to the bake sale, which thank goodness for Joanne being such a great worker and her committee that she works with. All the baked goods are homemade, and we have klatchkis, which is a big regional favorite, cinnamon rolls, scones, fresh pies, the mini pies, cookies for the holidays that you can put away, or I know it's kind of hard to be thinking of Christmas already when we're just at Halloween and we haven't gotten to Thanksgiving yet.
But I can get those and freeze them and say, here are the cookies I baked for you.
And there you go. And you can get gifts. We have a new vendor this year, the Santa Stocking Stuffer room, where everything in this room is $6. So it's very affordable. There are a couple of show specials, but they're only slightly more. And of course we have the sewing room with all the sewing gifts. The new and nearly new, which Shirley Nelson puts together, just a wonderful upscale type of garage sale atmosphere, but she's very discriminate on what she selects, and there's home goods and games and toys,
So
holiday
people missing
decoration.
out on you have people who are at this time mourning the fact that garage sale season is over, can come next Friday and Saturday and,
Yes.
scratch that itch. Okay.
Right, and then there's the Books Are Fun, which has stationery items, children's toys, educational things, decorations, just a great variety of items. And what else do we have? We have the fruit cakes and Serenity teas this year.
And you said the Santa stock.
The Santa Stocking Stuffer room.
Mm-hmm. So for men who want to come, obviously, I mean, everybody loves baked goods, and there are certainly the fashions and the things for the women, and then the garage, well, not the garage, the upscale used a bit items would be another thing that men might be interested in. Is there something else for the gentlemen?
Men seem to come straight to the bake sale, and they're very good customers of ours, and we love to have them there. And if you want kolaches, you need to come early, because we sell out of them. There's just a flood of people waiting for the kolaches to show up, and so come early if you want those. But men will enjoy the Santa Stuffer room because there's guys' items too, like flashlights and socks.
And some sports items.
Okay.
So men, please don't be afraid. Come with your, come alone or come with a woman, and you'll have fun.
Come with the woman and have her spend money too.
And maybe they'd like to volunteer with us also. We have, students, women, retarees, men of the generations volunteering with us, and we all have a good time.
More and more men are volunteering.
Yes.
Our list is getting longer.
Yes, and if you're someone who new in the community and you want to get to know people, or you're newly retired, volunteering with the auxiliary is a wonderful experience. Everybody is just friendly, welcoming. Owatonna is a wonderful community.
Now, who would they contact about that?
Well, they would probably call Jenna Herzog. She's
Okay.
our volunteer supervisor at the hospital.
And if you have any questions about the bazaar, call the gift shop, the Pink Pantry gift shop.
Okay, all right, and I think that number will be up on your screen.
Yes.
So they can call them. Okay, so let's remind everybody again, when is this and what time?
It is going to be Friday, November 6th from 9:30 until 4:30, and Saturday, November 7th from 9:30 until 2.
At the hospital?
At the Owatonna Hospital, and yes.
Great, thank you so much for being here, we appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and
Thank you, Francy.
we would like you to stay with us. We will be right back with your community announcements.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Deb Gillard.
And I'm Sean McNulty with Brookdale Owatonna Senior Living Solutions.
We are assisted living and Alzheimer's and dementia care communities here in Owatonna, and formerly known as Clare Bridge and Sterling House.
And we are proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back. It's time for your community announcements. One of the things I would like to announce is that actually at the auxiliary, the money being raised is going to be paying for swaddling wraps for newborns. So you'll want to consider that when you think about attending that bazaar. Also, just to remind you again, the bazaar is taking place on November 6th and November 7th. That's next Friday and Saturday at the hospital. The Steele County Historical Society is pleased to announce children's programming for November 5th. The topic is Clothes from Winters Long Ago. And that is, let's see, 6:30 p.m. on November 5th. Steele County Public Health on November 7th has has influenza vaccines taking place at Roosevelt High School from 9 to noon, 9 a.m. to noon. November Community Blood Drive at St. Joseph's Church is November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Call 800-733-2767 or go to redcrossblood.org for more information. Steele County Humane Society is having Adopt a Highway Cleanup Day on Sunday, November 8th, 2015, weather permitting. We will be meeting at 9 a.m. at the Owatonna Business Incubator, and you need to wear appropriate attire because of the weather, and you'll be walking through grass and things like that. To help with this, reply ASAP by contacting Allie at the Humane Society at 507-451-4512. The Beds for Kids is having their 6th annual fundraiser Friday, November 20th at the Eagles Club from 4:30 to 7:30. It's a pancake supper, silent auction, and raffle prizes. For more information, contact Executive Director Sherry Kropp at 507-213-6312. Transitional Housing is having their Eliminate Homelessness event, breakfast and lunch on November 18th and 19th. For more information, call 446-9315. Please do join us next week. Coming up, some of the things coming up. We've got showcasing the Triumph Graphic 2015 calendar, St. Paul's Episcopal Church 75th Annual Bazaar, and more. So we hope you join us then.